Hello, this is Father Ken Lau, and welcome to the new episode of Nuggets for the Soul. In the previous episode, I shared with you how Mother Angelica was teaching people on how to meditate on scriptures. And just as a review, meditation has two components: memory and imagination. Okay, so in this episode, I would like to dive into how Mother Angelica guided people in meditating on the multiplication of the bread on Mark chapter 8. So I'm reading this from Mother Angelica's Private and Pity Lessons from the Scriptures. So it says there, "And now once again a great crowd had gathered." Now, we should not be rushing on, okay? We have to stop and see a great crowd in our imagination. Where are they coming from? Are they coming from a mountain? Are they coming from seashore? And it continues, "And they had nothing to eat." Now we have to ask ourselves, why? Okay? Because they were so enthralled with Jesus that they forgot to eat. They didn't even think of food. The verse continues, "So he called the disciples to him." Now, there again, we need to use our imagination to see the scene. Okay? We can see the apostles and the Lord saying, "Psst, come here, Peter. I want to talk to you all a minute." And we wonder, what he's going to say, what he's going to do. Is he going to dismiss the crowd? And the verse continues, "I feel sorry for all these people." Wow. He feels sorry for these people, which means he also feels sorry for me. Okay? He feels very sorry for me too, because I hunger and thirst for God, for holiness of life. He knew about the needs of the people. The verse continues, Jesus said, "They have been with me for 3 days." Okay, so think about that. Mother Angelica asks, "Have you ever been so immersed in anything for 3 days?" The answer is no. We are always immersed in ourselves, not for 3 days, but for weeks and months. That's all we can think about: our past, our future, tomorrow, and the next day. But many of these people have never seen or heard Jesus before. So they are in a state of astonishment, because when he spoke, something went through them. They were so immersed in him that for 3 days they didn't even think, "Hey, I didn't eat today." The next verse, it says they had nothing to eat. Now we see here how Jesus is thinking before he called the apostles. Next verse, it says, "If I send them off home hungry, they will collapse on the way." He knew that hunger made them weak, but they never complained. Do you see how attentive Jesus is to our concerns, our needs? Hasn't Jesus known your whole life? Hasn't he cared for you every moment, guiding events in your life? The verse continues, "Some have come a great distance." So they may have walked 100 miles, 20 miles, and then sat there for 3 days without food. So think of that, okay? Mother Angelica said, "I don't know anybody at all. Bishop Sheen could hold people for an hour, but there aren't many who could hold people's attention beyond that." The Lord did for 3 days. The next verse says, "Where could anyone get bread to feed these people in a deserted place like this?" Mother Angelica asked, "Haven't you made excuses sometimes when God asks you to do something? Haven't you and I said, 'No, this is impossible. I can't do that. This is a desert. I don't have the strength. I can't do it.'" So this is what a meditation does. It brings the worst out of us so we can compare it to perfection. Also notice that he let them wait for 3 days. So they were hungry the first day, they were hungrier the second day, and they were ravenous the third day. So he acts the same way with you and me. When he doesn't answer our prayers, he lets us hunger a day. When he doesn't do what we desire, he lets us hunger a second day. And when we're dissatisfied with his will, he makes us wait a third day in hunger and thirst until the time comes when he decides he has to help us. How's that for a meditation? I hope, practice really meditating on the scriptures so that we will be able to know what God is telling us. The living saint, Jesus, Mary, Joseph, we trust in you.